everyone. Welcome to another beautiful day with us on Live with Lloyd. I am your host, Astro Numerologist Lloyd Strayhorn. Happy New Year to those that I may have missed on Monday, but it's a new year, a new month, a new day. So I know some of you have your resolutions to make. I am the guest of this show tonight. I will try to read as many people. Some of you have chimed in as early as a little four this afternoon. Is going to make sure that kind of we try to honor and acknowledge as many people as possible. All righty. So, folks, let me do just a couple of things to get this out the way, and then we'll be starting. Okay, I got a lot of things to share with you today too. Some of this good news. In fact, less than an hour ago, I got I got news from the people that helped me put all this together that the show has received another benchmark, which I'll share with you later. But right now, I want to thank you very, very much for joining us. Let me start with the cosmic forecast for today, please. Okay, which is all righty. Today is Wednesday. It is January the 4th of 2023. The sun is in Capricorn. The moon is in Gemini until tomorrow. Um, and then Mercury is retrograde right now. It will end on the 18th of January. It's an 8 universal month, a 9 universal week, a 3 universal day. So for those that happen to be Aquarians and Leos and Pisces and Sagittarius, or if you were born on the 3rd or the 4th or the 13th or the 14th, 21st, 22nd, 30th, and 31st. I always forget. Please like, share, and subscribe. I always have it at the top of the page, but I keep forgetting. Please like, please share, and please subscribe if you want to kind of stay in the loop with what's going on, okay? But my whole attitude from day one when I started this, I'm not about those kind of numbers, but if you really like the show for what it is, please, just share with people. Or, if you want to share with somebody, whether they're in another part of the country, I've gotten calls from the Netherlands, from Australia, from Egypt, from every state in the United States practically. So it's very nice. Now I see why people ask, well, can you please give where you're born or whatever the case is. I'm trying not to get too much into that as so much as deal with your situations. I got a lot of responses about Monday's show concerning basketball great Kyrie Irving and the number 11. So I'm going to review it, but I want to go into more details than I did on Monday. So I'm going to start by showing you the clip. I think if is it. Yep. So I'm going to play the clip for you. And then I'll do the follow up. Here we go.
Irving will go to the free throw line. Let's check in with Ashley.
All right, guys, I know we love a good numbers game, or at least Eric Collins, I know you do. So how about this for Kyrie, the reason that he wears number 11? It's a huge significance in his life. He has multiple reasons. He was born at 111. His dad wore number 11 when he played college ball at Boston University. Kyrie Irving is exactly 11 letters long. Even the letter K is the 11th letter of the alphabet. And after playing a total of 11 games at Duke due to injury, he was drafted pick 1 of round 1 in 2011. He even scored his 11,000th point.
Come on.
On the 11th of
No.
March. Yes.
Wow. Kept getting better and better and better.
Peeling the layers.
Oh, my goodness.
All right. There you see it. In the world of sports, numbers mean everything to them. Numbers mean a lot to us when we're getting paid or looking for a paycheck or whatever the case is. But in the world of sports, it's nothing but numbers. So imagine a world without numbers. How could you know what the score is, what's the points are, what the jersey is? And jerseys are very expensive. These basketball jerseys, what I understand. But let's do a review of what was said, shall we? All right. They said he was born at 111, and I don't know whether it was the afternoon or the evening. His father, when he played, I think for the Boston Celtics or some other team. I know he played abroad too, because actually what people don't know, Kyrie Irving was born in Australia. Okay, not Brooklyn, New York City, but Australia. Okay, Melbourne, I think it was. Anyway, Kyrie Irving's name, yes, is 11 letters if you count them all. 11th happens to be the 11th alphabet in the our alphabet. He played a total of 11 games before he was sidelined with a injury at Duke University. And on March the 11th, his birthday month, he scored 11,000 points. Now, that's a lot of points for anybody and their mother to be scoring, okay? But let me show you. Although he wears the 11, don't forget 1 and 1 is 2. So I just got some pictures that I did a little research on Monday. This was his uh, high school jersey. Okay, he played number 11 there for St. Patrick's. Okay, and then so don't forget 1 plus 1 is 2. And there he is still wearing the 11 for the Boston Celtics. Okay. It's interesting in this one, he wore the number 2. I don't know whether that was because 11 had been already taken at the Cleveland Cavaliers or it had been hung up to dry, which means it's retired and never to be used again in the franchise. But 1 plus 1 equals 2. And this is his recent team that he's playing with, the Brooklyn Nets. And as you see, it's number 11. But let me tell you what I did. Something says, okay, Lloyd, if that's the case, what they were talking about, why don't they go further down the rabbit hole and look at his name and his birthday, which is exactly what I did. Okay. So I want to show you so you can see for yourself what I did. This is his name, Kyrie Irving. Now I'm using the Chaldean system of numbers. All right. That's the 1 to 8. When I teach classes, college 1 to 9, that's easy. But when I'm getting serious, going down the rabbit hole, getting into a person's business, I always use the Chaldean system, which is the 1 to 8. So if you look at Kyrie Irving's name, his first name, Kyrie alone, is a master number 11. His last name, Irving, is a 18, and 1 plus 8 is 9. But if you add his first name to his last name, 2 plus 9 gives him an 11. And not only that, but if you look at his birthday, March the 23rd of 1992, that adds across to 2018, which adds up to an 11. So in his name and his birthday, he's a triple master 11 person. So yes, they talked about it on the basketball court, but I'm talking about in life. I can understand why the 11 really, really means a lot to him. So if anybody knows this man personally, just pass this information on to him. So that young lady who was astute enough to pick up on 11 and how 11 was following him in his basketball career, as you see from what you see here from his name and his birthday, the master number 11 is going to follow him his entire life. Now he could become Kyrie Strayhorn, okay? That's definitely not going to get him a master number 11, but he can't change his birthday. The only thing he can do about his birthday is fib about it. And so since he can't do that, as you see, so I think it's interesting. His first name is 11. His total name is a master number 11. And his total month, day, and year he's born is 11. Now, let me tell you what that is equivalent to. When I'm doing people's month, day, and year, I am telling them about their destiny. Hold on, let me just get this straight a second so you can see me before I start taking subscribers. Anyway, so when you take a look at it, if you notice, he had 3 2s in his name. And so what it tells me is since 2 is shaped like the intestines of the stomach, that tells me he's either been a vegetarian, semi-vegetarian. But let me tell you about this. The master number 11 is about raising one's consciousness. And if I'm not mistaken, that brother said he was trying to search to find out who he was and what he was about other than playing for the Brooklyn Nets and the Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics, et cetera, et cetera. So that makes perfect sense to me if people understand metaphysically where he is coming from. So and that's my only thing. So as long as he's got those master number 11s all up in his name and his birthday, he's always going to be in a mission to raise his consciousness, his kundalini, his awareness, call it whatever name you want to. But that's it there. So anyway, I want to thank you. But if anybody knows the man personally or a relative, just pass that information on about his name and his birthday. And I think he will be pleasantly surprised. But it shows you even subconsciously following his dad, which is 11, and all the 11 around him. So I would like to think that's no accident. What about you? All right. Anyway, we're going to go to calls because some people called in. I mean, they chimed in about four something today. That wasn't joking, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the first couple of callers. This one, you see, she chimed in at 3:26. She wasn't joking. But anyway, I don't know what they show the time. No, they don't show the time. But anyway, Scotty, you are a Taurus three person. In other words, May 12th makes you a Taurus and a three. So you're Earth sign with a fire number. So what that simply means is that your birthday indicates why you're here. So when I looked at that, let me see if I did that right quick. That's 4, 9. Your destiny numbers are three. In other words, you're in the third grade in the school of life. And the reason why I do that is because if person is not familiar with the numerology terms, life path, birth path, soul path, this path, there's a lot of jargon in numerology and astrology and any career you go to. There's always a particular language that reflects the jargon of that specific career. So I assume, or at least I go on the assumption that everybody is not familiar with numerology. So I'll say that yes, you have a three destiny, but I make it more digestible by saying you're in the third grade in the school of life. Now, most of us are going to school, and we know when we go to school, whatever grade we're in, we got to learn the lesson of that grade. If not, we get left back, or we can advance to go to the next level. All right. So the levels from 1 to 9, okay, because they basically only go from 9. And somebody will say, what about 10? 1 plus 0 is 1. That's like being in high school and college. The person with the master number 11, such as in Kyrie Irving's case, his birthday, that's like getting a master's. To a person whose month, day, and year adds up to the master number 22, which is becoming rarer and rarer with the day, that would like be getting your PhD degree. All righty. So that's what I'm seeing. But in this case, getting back to you, Scotty, you being a Taurus 3 person, it tells me you're very energetic, active, youthful looking, very dynamic, very ambitious, always want to make something of yourself. But then this person is in the third grade, which means the month, the day, and the year he's born. The month, the day, and the year you're born denotes the long range of your life from the time you get here to the time you leave. It is your date of birth, which is the 12th, which is a 3 that's more immediate. So in this case, not only is this person, Scotty, in the third grade, but they're also born on the 12th too. So I would imagine this is a very popular, very well-liked person. Their lucky numbers are the 3, 6, and 9, and they'll find that Thursday, Friday, and Tuesdays are always their best days. I could spend a boatload of time dealing with everybody, but I want to make sure that I did this. This is also for Mama Love. Now, Mama Love is born on April the 11th, and she would be an Aries master number 11 person. I don't know if anybody remember from the old days. Uh, his name was, it skipped me for a second, but Tony Brown, Tony Brown's journal. All righty. Back in the day when he was talking, this is his birthday and a couple other famous people. But Mama Love is a fire sign with air numbers. Actually, 11 is a master number, but it's composed of two fire numbers. One is a fire number, so it's two. So actually, she's kind of fire and fire, very passionate, very active, very outgoing, very energetic. What are we going to do about it? A person very visionary, a person who knows what working in the early part of their life has been about, whether they had to struggle or toe the line or had barely much to, do or live or eat on and stuff like that. But they know. But in this case, though, with them being an Aries master number 11 person, their key numbers are the 2, 7, and 6. And that means that Monday and Fridays are always their best days. And this year, this person happens to be in a 4 personal year. And 4 means you got to work, you got to put in the effort. If you don't put in the effort, put in the work, what are we talking about? All right. So that's very important. So that's it. Now let's take Herbal Auntie. She calling at 3:31. Well, she is a Scorpio 2 person. Now she's a water sign with a water number, which is a completely different energy from the past two callers that were fire signs with fire numbers. Okay. And so in this case, that means the Herbal Auntie is full of intuitions, um, a inner knowing or psychic ability, hunches, finicky and fussy, in particular about their eating habits and dietary laws, a love of theater, dance, drama, poetry, calendars, whatever the case is. That's the kind of person this is. And this year, they happen to be going into any, let me see. Now, I would see if it's an 11, but let me do this right quick to see whether she's actually going into a 2 cycle year or into 11 cycle year. And I suspect that she is going to, yes, she is entering an 11 master number year for this year of 2023. Now, here's what that means. It's not a two. It's take it to the next level. If you look at the two series in the birthday, there's the second, then there's the 20th, then there's the 29th. If you notice, those other three dates in the two series have a two, except the 11, it's not a two. It's two ones, which are fire numbers. So in this case, with her being in the master number 11 cycle this year, that means she's going to take ideas that have been kind of like put on hold and begin to move them forward, begin to put them into motion, and begin to manifest them and make them happen. And because 11 is visionary, it would be to your interest to carry out your plans. Now, your numbers are the 2, the 7, and the 6, just like Mama Love, which I think is interesting. Although you got a completely different sign, and although you're born on the 11th and you're born on the 2nd and she's born on the 11th, y'all still have the same numbers, which means that if y'all got along, y'all could feel each other. If y'all were walking down the street and a vendor's trying to sell you something, you two just look at each other and it's like, he can't be serious. He's not gonna get none of my money. Okay. Well, anyway, wow, today must be a 2-day. What's up with that? Anyway, this is from Icky. God bless you, sir. God bless you too. And they are December the 20th. They are a fire sign with a water number. So with all these twos, evidently two is the number today. But in this case, this person is a fire sign with a water number, which would almost seem like paradoxical. Fire means passionate, driven, proactive. They determined to get things done. But because they're water number, that means there'll be times that might be wavering. It all depends on how the water is going or things that are happening around the water. So, water can be very calm and it can be something else too if nature runs it the other way. So, but in this case, your key numbers are the 2, 7, and 3, and you happen to be in a 3 personal year. So 3 is one of your backup numbers since your numbers are the 2, 7, and 3, and 3 denotes expansion, it denotes fun, and denotes really having a good time. And normally, probably around about somewhere around late February, March, you're going to change your whole look, your whole appearance, your whole persona, whatever the case is. But I think this is good. Now, this couple is very interesting because this is Sherry Turner, and she says she has been trying for weeks to get in touch. Listen, I know because I wait and save the readings to see how many people did and what was the response. And I said, wow, I wish I could get to everybody. So even though I have a monitor, I can't monitor everything. Okay, whatever it is, everybody's got to wait. Anyway, okay. So notice she's born on December the 2nd. Her husband is born on December the 11th. Are they the same? Yes and no. Here's what I mean. Of course, they're born in different years, so we understand that. But if you look at her numbers, she is a 2. If you look at her husband's numbers, he is an 11. Here is the point. They're both under the sign of Gemini. They both have the same numbers, which in this case are the 2, the 7, and the 5. So that means their best months out of everything is always in the months of February, June, July, September, and October. So more than likely, although I can't prove it, I mean, or maybe she can let me know toward the end of the lecture that or the session, that more than likely she probably met or married or got engaged to her husband somewhere either on a Monday or Friday. Why? Because their numbers rule Monday and Wednesday and then Friday, or um, they got engaged or met in one of those months of February, June, July, uh, followed by September and October, or in fact got engaged or either married in one of those months. But it would be curious to see. So Sherry Turner, if you are there, one of the things about y'all both share in common too is your eating habits, because 2 is normally very particular or finicky about their eating habits and dietary laws. So more than likely, you know how to raise your family, cook that food, and everything. And I was jokingly saying I think women want to go out a lot of days now because women don't know how to cook. At least that's the feedback I'm getting from the brothers. Okay, but y'all can demystify all that myth by proving them wrong. But that's the whole thing I hear when guys are talking. Yeah, you just want to go out because they don't know how to cook no more. They can't even boil water. Well, I would say that's not the case with Sister Turner, that she knows how to burn those pots and pans. The fact that she was born in 1982, which adds up to 820, which is the year of the two, would indicate that she had a very strong female influence on her life, a mother, grandmother, auntie, sister, niece, somebody on the female side of the equation that probably taught her things such as the culinary skills of cooking and things of that nature. All right. And cleanliness is next to godliness in this family. That's the one thing. Two is a hygiene number. You got to wash when you're dealing with a number two. Put some deodorant on. Okay. Brush your teeth. All right. And if you go into bed and you're taking your socks off and stuff is flying, you got to get in the shower before you get in bed. That's how twos are. So, for example, if I'm going to see Miss Turner and I says I'm in the neighborhood and I want to see you and your husband, more than likely she'll make sure that that bathroom and that kitchen are tight. Everything else she can fake. Why? Because the kitchen and the bathroom are the only two areas of the home that's water related. Make sense? Anyway, that's how I think. I could be totally wrong. But anyway, thanks, Sherry. By the way, your numbers are identical. Your days are identical. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Your months are identical too, which is February, June, followed by July, followed by September and October. Okay, good. All right, let's see who we got here. Okay, this is Osset Oceanic Moon. Now they're calling about their daughter, her daughter and her son. Here's that's interesting. Her daughter is born on the 15th of March. Her son is born on the 15th of March. Okay, and so that means, of course, different years. Alrighty, her daughter born in 2018, her son born in 2020, and she's born in 2089. But notice all three of them, the mother, the daughter, and the son, and the mother are all Pisces. Here's the thing about the mother, the son, the daughter, and the son. They're both born on the 15th day, which means she's not going to have any problems when you go to school with them. They're going to say, oh, they're so nice. The one is going to be the classroom monitor, the teacher's pet. Get used to it. You're not going to have no problems with these babies. That I can tell you. They'll both be stubborn. They're both going to have great taste. So you're going to have some money. And they're both going to have a love of education, which should be cool because the better educated they are, the better they're likely to do financially on this planet. They will both have similar concerns with allergies too, because each number rules a part of the body. And the number 6 rules the nose, the throat, the upper part of the lungs, heart palpitations, irregular blood circulations, things like that. Yet their best medicine is plenty of sunlight, fresh air, and brisk activity. So since these are like babies in that sense, I would make sure that you take them out on a regular basis, so make them soak up the sun, breathe in the fresh air, and you just push that stroller around the block or whatever the case is. And as for you, mommy, well, y'all got all three numbers are the same, but in a different order. In the case of your daughter and your son, their numbers are the 3, the 6, and the 9. With yours, your numbers are the 3, the 6, and the 9. So their numbers again are the 6, 3, 9. Your numbers again are the 3, 6, and 9. So you'll got the same days, which is always on a Friday, a Thursday, a Tuesday. Y'all got the same months, which is 6 of them, which is always March, April, and May, October, November, and December. It's just that simple. So anytime you want to get on the same page with your children, you get them on a Friday, you bring them, you call them on a Thursday or Tuesday, and they'll be very receptive. But right now, since they're toddlers, they really ain't got too much of a choice about the matter. So I'm saying that, and you got beautiful looking children too. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody having approached you like, girl, you should model them babies. You know how the women do. Yeah, you should. I know a modeling agency and so and so and so, and you should take your babies down there. So if she's heard that, I am not surprised. Okay. So anyway, congratulations, mommy. All righty. Okay. Here we have Rebecca, and then I'm going to get to other people too. Um, Rebecca is born on November the 7th. She is a water sign with a water number going into a 7 personal year. In other words, when I took her month and date of birth and added these factors in my head, the year of 2023, it factors out to a 7. The fact that she's in a 7 personal year, the fact she's born on the 7th, to me is what they would call, astrologically speaking, very auspicious, which is great. Okay. So very analytical, very independent, very got a mind of their own. And I'm sure, Rebecca, some people accuse you being snooty, stuck up, or who do you think you are? And don't be good looking too. Okay, because they really on your case. But you've always been very particular. You've always liked to think for yourself. You always like to go down the rabbit hole. Some people will react to things that are happening. You want to know why the things are happening that people react to. That's where you come in. So if you're in a relationship and they say you asking too many questions, tell them that goes with the territory because you can't help it. You're a number 7. All righty. So now, El Mundo Loros, okay? And this person is born on May 24th, which makes them a Gemini. They're air sign with an earth number. Now, here's what that means. And first of all, thank you for the donation. That's what I meant to put up too. I meant to put up the list of the people who made the donations from the last week or two. I've got all their names. So even if I don't catch you in the moment while I'm doing these shows, believe me, I'm going to acknowledge you at some point. You will not get away with it. I don't put people dollar amount because it's not about that competition. Well, they only donated this and I donated that. I don't want to get caught up into that. The fact that you made the effort to make a donation, no matter what the amount was, is all I'm concerned about. And I thank you very, very much. So in this case, Elmundo, you are the kind of person that would have done very well in athletics, gymnastics, law, real estate, banking, working for the government. You would have done well in the arts. You would have done well as a Reiki master. You would have done well as a life coach, a personal trainer, psychiatrist, psychologist. I mean, you got a lot of talent, and you always help by influential women too. And in fact, one of the things you have to be careful of is tripping. The compound number 24, I call it the trip number. That people born on the 24th of any month tend to trip very easily. You go up the steps, you trip, and you're not a klutz. You walk down the sidewalk and you trip, and you're looking back to try to see what you tripped over, and you don't see nothing. People born on the 24th day, the compound number warns against dangers from falls, particularly from horses. So that was the old definition. So I brought it current. So danger from falls, danger from bicycles, danger from these motorbikes, dangers from jet skis, dangers from bikes. In other words, motorcycles. In other words, anything you mount. If you're born on the 24th of any month, you need to be careful and thus wear a helmet. Okay. That's all I'm saying. And it's not that you can't do anything other than that, but the compound number 24 denotes dangers from falls. That is the old definition, but they said dangers from fall from horses. But that's before bikes and motor scooters and jet skis and motorbikes that we have out here. Okay. So anyway, it tells me you read people very well. You're very determined. This year, you happen to be in a 9 personal year. So this is your year to wrap things up. This is your year to get things out of the way. Don't look back. Keep it moving and fulfill your dreams and embark on long distance trips. But if you need to get rid of people, you couldn't have picked a better time than this year to say, that's it. I don't need you. I don't need that. You guys are out of here. And so that's what I'm looking at. Your key numbers, by the way, are the 6, 5, and 9. And it means your best days are always on a Friday first, because 6 rules Friday, Wednesday second, because 5 rules Wednesday, and Tuesday, because 9 rules Tuesday. So thus, with your numbers being the 6, the 5, and the 9, that's why Friday, Wednesday, and Tuesdays are your best days, rather than Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Now, when I say this, this is what I mean, folks. These should be your guiding numbers to guide you at the best time to set up interviews, go on interviews, take tests, launch a project, go before a court, plead your case, anything of consequence, hanging out, bowling, just movies, no big deal. But when you got to make a decision that really, really counts, those are your best days to do them on with success. And that's what you want to do. And I thank you very, very much for that, Armando. And thank you very much for the donations. All right. This is Bam Inspires. Okay, Bam Inspires. You on November the 14th. Now, you said your name adds up to a 33. I don't know how you may have done that. Um, I would be curious. And again, what system did you use? Was it the Chaldean system, which is the 1 to 8 method, which is the ancient numerology, or was it the Pythagorean system, which is 1 to 9, which is known as modern numerology? But whichever way, regardless of what your name is, you can't change or alter your birthday other than tell a fib about it. So you are a air sign with an air number. So that means you're always in a rush. You always like to keep it moving. You don't have much patience. Don't be slow, dull, and boring. Okay. They work very well under pressure. That's what BAM Inspires birthday suggests. And so they may say, well, I don't like working under pressure, but they find that some of the best of them comes out when in fact they are under some kind of pressure, whether it's time restraints or whatever the case is, emergency situations. They're very flexible. Uh, they're very diversified. I call the number 5 anybody born on the 5th, the 14th, or the 23rd, in this case of BAM Inspires, that they're multifaceted, multidimensional, multi-talented. So if you look at some of the things that they have done and will do and want to do, I would be pleasantly surprised, yet not surprised at all from this birthday. Their key numbers are the 5, 6, and 9. Okay. And their best days are on a Wednesday 1st, a Friday 2nd, and a Tuesday 3rd. So the last caller, Armando, his was Friday 1st, Wednesday, Tuesday. But this person, Bam Inspires, is Wednesday's always 1st, Friday's always 2nd, Tuesday's always 3rd. These are your guiding days. These are your guiding numbers. Okay. So anyway, I thank you very, very much for that. Anyway, okay, we got another husband. Okay, this is different. The husband and wife. She is born on the 2nd of September. He is born on the 3rd. What is up for the both of them? Well, for your husband, my dear, he's going to be heading into a one personal year. So that means he's ready to break new ground. She's ready to come out smoking. He's ready to step out on faith. He's ready to set a whole new framework for what he wants for the next 9 years. For you, my dear, well, you are going through a 9 personal year. So he is always 1 year ahead of you. So since he's in a 1 year this year and you're in a 9, when he's in a 2 year next year for 2023, you will be in a 1. So pay close attention to what's going on with him, because that's what will be going on with you a year from now. So since he's in a 1 cycle year, new beginnings, new directions, it tells me that Leos and Aries and Aquarius will help him. And since you are in a 9 personal year, it tells me Aries, Scorpio, and Leo in a minor way will be of help to you too. So for you, my dear, this is a year to fulfill your dreams and make all that you want a reality. And for your husband, hey, don't stand in his way. In fact, back him up and push him. Let him, because in some way, shape, or form, he's thinking about either doing something new, attempting something new. And I'm not talking about getting raises or promotion. I'm talking about doing something significant that's going to last him for the next 9 years. He's very ambitious, always been that way. And it's interesting, you are a earth sign with a water number. He is an earth sign, but with a fire number. So that tells me mentally, since the numbers, see, the dates represents the mental connections we have with each other. So in other words, since he's fire and you're water, sometimes you two are not going to be mentally on the same page. But hey, it doesn't make a difference, because once you're married, you got to make adjustments. And I don't care. So if you think about elders and grandparents and their parents and parents and parents and parents, where they married for better or worse, for sickness and health, for richer or poor, that was the deal. There was no pre-ops in that part. There wasn't no what's your sign, what's your number. It was like, we're going to make the best of a situation. And most of them did too, which is how we probably got here and don't even think about it. All righty. So y'all got a different energy. Your cycles are similar, only that I could say y'all are both Virgos. That much I can say. All righty. But your husband has a lot of ambition, and you do too to a while, but you have a love of dance and theater and design and diary and stuff. I mean, and you're a good trivia buff. You know whatever happened to so and so. I mean, things I wouldn't even thought about, you probably know. But anyway, thank you very much for that. I hope that has been helpful. So now I'm going to swing to the other side of the pole and deal with the others. So this is Destiny Manifest, and she just had a birthday last week. So I don't know why I'm assuming it's a her, but it could be a him. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, sometimes if I'm not sure, I'm just going to put it in a third person. So hers, it's right there. Okay. So this person is a earth sign with an air number. Means very practical and yet very logical in their deductive process. This person likes to think differently than most people do. Number four, I dub it the number of secret enemies because people are jealous or envious or insecure, because fours are actually very visionary. They like to think outside the box. This is why it's probably been always been a puzzle to you. You just trying to do your job. I don't know why they sweating me, but that's because you kind of don't think normal. And when I say that's not abnormal, you just think in a visionary way that it takes other people time to catch up. That's all. And so you can't explain to everybody what your plans are. But I tell you this, astronumerically, you're in a 5 personal year, which means Virgos and Geminis will be helping you. It means people born on the 5th, the 14th, or the 23rd will be helping you. And it means that in this cycle from 1 to 9, you're at the halfway point. Okay. And what that means, this is your year to turn your life around, all depending on what you're looking for. But numerically, your key numbers that you can never change, regardless of the cyclical cycles of numbers year to year. Your key numbers are the 4, 1, and 8, which means that Sunday, Monday, and Saturday are always your best days. And you always do well in January, February, June, July, and August. Okay. So thank you. Thank you very much. And here's something interesting. This is from Donald Thomas. I've had Donald Thomas as a guest on my show in the past. I'm very honored because the orange book you have see behind me, my orange book. He broke 3 Guinness records consulting me. So I'm extremely honored that he had believed in me. Him and his mom at that time believed in me. And this was back in the 80s. You see right there. So he's written the philosophy of divine nutrition. He lived in Pennsylvania, back in New York in 81. Got a job at United Cerebral Palsy. His birthday is September the 21st. Okay. So he made a typo error with his birthday, but he meant to have it as the 21st. And his mom and dad are both threes, and their 7 kids came out as straight 5, 6, 2, 4, 3, 17. I guess that means 7 is a sacred number, but whatever it is. But anyway, Donald, his birthday is September the 21st. And this is the same Donald I know. This is the guy that wrote the philosophy of divine nutrition, who he now resides in Hawaii with his beautiful wife, Pam, and his children, the dogs that walk around there. I visited them and the dog ate my sandwich. I ain't forgot that dog, but it's okay. I don't take it personal. I shouldn't have left my sandwich exposed. But because I did, dog took the liberty of saying, let me check this out. And he did. Anyway, Donald, thank you very, very much for that. All right, buddy, let's see who we got here. I'm going to go back as far as I can and do this. Okay, this person here is Honey 411-2000. That must be the birthday, I take it. But she wants to know the breakdown of her birthday, which is September the 21st, that I just talked about with Donald Thomas, Dr. Donald Thomas, a nutritionist. Well, like Donald Thomas, Honey 411-2002, you would be a earth sign with a fire number, pragmatic, grounded, using a lot of common sense and wisdom, and yet passionate enough. That's the one thing about anybody born on the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st, or the 30th of the month. They are ambitious. As a rule, to the negative, they can be very, very lazy. This is why if they deal with somebody, they want to deal with somebody that's got something on the ball. Okay. This is so and so and so and so. They the vice president in charge of so and so. That's how they like to introduce their spouses or whatever the case is, their boyfriend or girlfriend. You got to have something going for you. You can't be no bum. Threes don't do bums. They really don't. Okay. I mean, you might last a New York minute, but it ain't gonna last too much longer if that's the case. Is not unless you got something on the ball yourself. But your numbers are the same as Donald's. Your numbers are the 3, 6, and 9. Your best days are always on a Thursday first, followed by a Tuesday, followed by a Friday. Actually, it's Thursday, Friday, Tuesday. Not Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, but Thursday's first, Friday second, Tuesday is in the third position. And this particular year, you are heading into a one personal year. This is a year to look out for. Number one, it's not what your mom wants. It's not what your dad wants. It's not what the mate wants or the dogs want. It's about what you want for you. So I explain when a person's entering a one cycle year is the few times a person has to be a little mildly selfish. Selfish in the sense that it's like, yeah, I want to help everybody, but you can't help anybody until you get your own house in order. So in a one cycle year, that's what it allows you to do. It allows you to plant the seeds that which you want to see or envision for the next 9 years moving forward. If you're in a situation where you can't stand living there, and although you don't have the resources, funds, wherewithal, connections to get up out of there right now, just mentally plant the seeds that you know what, this same time when this cycle come around, I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be somewhere else. Okay. And this is about planting seeds. And normally, this is when people begin to get raises, promotions, start their own businesses, or as I call it, step out on faith. These are things that are very, very important. By the way, your numbers are the 3, 6, and 9. And again, your best days, again, I will repeat, are Thursday, Friday, and Tuesday. Okay. Now, this person here is Mark. Now, Mark is a earth sign with an air number. He's born on the 5th of May and in a year that ended in a 5. It's very, very interesting. Children that are often born in the month of May or number 5 are your early walkers. Normally, a lot of children born in May, not every child born in May, but many, many, many children born in May normally got one characteristic they all share, and that is almost all of them walked before they were 1 years old. Don't take my word. Ask your mother, ask your grandmother, ask a relative, ask a parent, mom, dad, grandma, whatever. When did I start walking? Girl, you was trying to walk when you was 9 months old. Or when you was 10 months old, you was trying to climb up out the crib. They got some stories for you. You ask them, when did you start walking? And they will probably tell you when you were 1 years old. But in this case with Mark, I'm looking at Mark, who says he is multi-talented, very diversified, likes a lot of variety, don't like, and I would tell any sister dealing with this brother, the secret to holding on to him is to let him go. Why? He's air. Now, what might be cool, the first thing in the morning is you say, oh, honey, where you going? He might say, what, that nice boo want to know where I'm going. But to do that every single morning, day in, day out, week in, week out, one day he ain't going to come back home. He gonna say, listen, I done tried to explain to this person, okay. Uh, she don't get it. She keep asking me the same question over and over and over and over again. Fives don't like repeating themselves. That's all I'm saying to you, male or female. Okay. So it goes to you guys too. That if Mark was Marquette, all right, or Marshall, and she, and you want to keep her, give them some breathing space. They are air elements, and air likes to breathe. Air isn't just up in one corner. Air is everywhere you go. So that's the case. And this particular year for them, if I am not mistaken, they are going to go into a 8 personal year. They're about heading into a power cycle. This is a cycle where I call it aim for the sun, even if you only hit the moon, but think big. And with this cycle is associated with marriages and births and pregnancies and moving into a home, moving out of a home, love, marriage, separation, divorce, money, power, authority, achievement, recognition. Now you see why everybody want to be in that 8 cycle, because it's money, money, money. Okay. But it's not just money in the sense, but it allows you to make the kind of moves in the material world that can generate the money, all depending on your attitude, your mindset, your determination to succeed. All righty. In the case of Mark, his numbers are the 5, 6, and 9. That's very, very interesting. That number keeps showing. And his best days are always on a Wednesday and a Friday and a Tuesday. All righty. Okay. I got this person here, Snooky's Custom Cakes. I like cakes and cookies too. Anyway, Happy New Year. Dana Alexander, they were born on August the 6th of 1965. First of all, it tells me whoever this person is, they have been most determined, and it should have been a very important year they just left, because 2022 added to a 6, and they are in fact born on a 6. All righty. So what if I look at their birthday, they are a fire sign with an earth number, which means passionate, yet practical, and at the same time too, Uh, this is a person that likes to be very organized, always a work in progress, always like to take a course or a seminar or workshop or retreat, something. They're always trying to move themselves up another notch. That is their energy. That I can tell you for sure. All righty. And they happen to be this year in a three personal year. So they're going through what is known as the Jupiter cycle, where things begin to open up, things begin to blossom, things begin to make its way for the person in terms of their career, their reputation, their good name, anything of that nature. It deals with legal, semi-legal matters that are likely to be resolved in your favor successfully, hopefully. But the point is that this would be an excellent year, believe it or not, to learn a second language and to travel outside the United States if you happen to live outside the United States, because I have no idea where you may be from. But that would be to your advantage also. Okay. By the way, your lucky numbers are the 6, 2, and 7. And that means that Friday 1st and Monday 2nd are your best days. All righty. Okay, good. Let's see where we go from here. Okay. I got Shamad. Okay. Shamad is, look at all those twos. When I say twos, they're born in 2000, which is a two. They're born on the 20th, which is a two. And they're born under the constellation of Cancer, which is also ruled by the number two. So they are twos across the board. So here's what it tells me about Shamad. The only thing that saves Shamad is he's got all those ones in the name. You see, I'm looking at least three ones. Yeah, no, one, two, three, four. Four ones. I'm looking at four ones. So this person might seem to kind of be like receptive and easygoing and mild mannered. No doubt that is from the birthday, but his name bespeaks a whole nother mindset when you get to know this person. So, this person is a water sign with a water number. That means deeply intuitive, should always follow their feelings. Their key numbers are the 2, 7, and 6. And what I've noticed so far in this session that we've had today, the numbers that are common have been the 5, 6, and 9, and the 2, 7, and 6. I don't know what that means, but I know how some of y'all are thinking out there in that viewing audience. Okay. That says that probably sounds pretty good. Okay. But anyway, there are patterns. So in this case, in Shamad, very sensitive, very psychic. They need a hug twice a day. They have a love of dance and theater and design. And the fact that they have now reached, they're going to be reaching their 22nd birthday this year. It's very auspicious for them. But I can tell you this, either very finicky about their eating habits, as I mentioned, and very particular about who they deal with, and very much into cleanliness and hygiene as a general rule. And the one thing, if you're dealing with a two, they don't miss a trick. Don't think you can play a two, male or female, and don't think they may act like they're not paying attention, but you put yourself in a real trick bag with them, and they will let you know how much they've been checking you out down to the finest detail. You can get in an argument with them, and all of a sudden, you know how we men go blank. We don't know what we're talking about. And she said, well, honey, you remember because you wore those funny looking socks that day, where I got to say, yeah, that's true. You know what I'm saying? So don't play with two people. They've got to give. And then their water, which means their intuitions and feelings and hunches about things are so strong. So they can't help it. They really can't. And if you ask them how they know, it sometimes shake their foundation, but they just know. They don't know how they know themselves. They just know, and they should always follow their feelings. Okay. So, all righty. So let's see what we got here. I'm going to swing back the other way again. Uh, and I got to thank all of you very, very much. There's some milestones that all of you have helped me achieve, and I want to acknowledge it today. And in fact, I found out about maybe about 20 minutes, about 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe at the most, for doing this show. And I was pleasantly surprised. Okay. Okay. So, how do we get picked for doing the reading? I just go by random, okay? I don't go because you donated money, and that would leave other people out. But I could say that if you want to, you should donate some money. But that's not where my mindset is. But I do try to acknowledge people. And one thing, Brittany, had you put your birthday in there, which you did not do, I would have read it. Maybe you'll do it a little later where I can. Okay, so now let me see. Let me see what else is going on here. All right. Yeah. Um, this woman says she remembered Tony Brown of Tony Brown's Journal. He did a lot. In fact, I was on his show. He did a special on me called The Man with the Number. He did the entire show just on me. That's because I gave an assessment of the Atlanta missing child episode that took place in the 80s, 90s, of all the young brothers, young black boys that were missing. And I gave an assessment of that, and he called and featured me on the show. Anyway, this is Alistair Rhyme. Hi, Alistair. You are a Libra, one person. Thanks for the donation. Um, that tells me you are air sign with a fire number. And since I'm looking at a 10 in the month and a 10 in the date, that means you're going to always think well of yourself. It would probably not come as a surprise that it would if you explained to me that's why you were out on your own between your 19th and 22nd birthday doing things for yourself. I see you got shades on in the image, but the number one rule the eyes. See, each number rules a part of the body. And maybe one day I'll spend a chapter on that. I'm not a medical doctor, but this is before the big pharmacy and all these people came along, tens of thousands of years before these guys. So big pharma is a Johnny come lately compared to what the ancients would describe. So I might do that. But the number one rules the eyes, it rules the heart, it rules high blood pressure, and it rules the lower back. All right. With women, it's ruled the left eye. With men, it's generally the right eye. Okay. And so in that case, he looks kind of young. He just had born in 94. So he is young to be having high blood pressure, um, problems with the heart, circulation, stuff like that. But he couldn't have a heart murmur. But nonetheless, this person is born to lead. That is the point of the matter. The fact that their key numbers are the 1, 4, and 9, and ones and nines are the leadership numbers, I would suggest to Mr. Ryan that he definitely think in terms of eventually getting into his own business or aiming to have some authoritative title, whether it's a manager, supervisor, director, whatever the case, but take it to the next level. His best days, by the way, are always on a Sunday and a Tuesday. And if he had to pick a third day, I would make it a Thursday for him. Okay. And I got to say hi to one of my favorite ladies, Lady Oracal. And in fact, I had 4 ladies on near the end of the year, tarot ladies. I'm going to have all 4 of them back on separately. Okay. So y'all can really get a chance to see how they showcase their stuff. And this is one of the most talented sisters I know when it comes to doing what she does. Okay. So just giving her props. I like to do that. I like sleeping good at night. Okay. No, you don't have to. Again, to Brittany, you don't have to donate a certain amount. I'm not locked into that. The numbers I'm concerned about are the ones I'm talking about. The numbers that guide you to be in the right place at the right time. Those are to me the most important numbers. All the other numbers, that's cool, but this show isn't about those kind of numbers. It's about numbers that metaphysically guide you to be in the right place at the right time. So that's where I'm coming from with this. But hey, I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. Um, but at the same time, it's all new to me. I still don't know. I haven't even collected now 1 penny of all the donations so far. I haven't even tried. I hadn't even thought about it. And somebody's probably saying, "Man, you crazy? All that money on the table?" Well, if it's going to be there, it's going to be there. Okay, and I will get it. But that is not my driving force. What drives me is to raise your awareness to the scientific, ancient African knowledge of numerology. That is primarily important to me. Anything else that doesn't trump it at all. So that's me. Anyway, now that I done got that out the way, okay, let me go with, okay, I'm gonna go with some other people now. I'm gonna go back to the okay, here we go. And I thank you all very much for the patience and whatnot too. Who is this? Uh, okay. This person here is Goddess Imam Aliyah. She is born on the 25th of August. Now, she's an earth sign with a water number. So earth and water goes together to make anything grow. So I would describe her as a nurturing kind of individual. That is, those who have gotten the good fortune to get to know her. She's kind, she's considerate, she's encouraging, she brings out the best, she's supportive and what you can do. And but she's got a mind of her own. Don't think because she's helping you that, oh, this is going to be a pushover because she's a sweet or attractive little lady. That's a pushover. Her birthday tells me she's got a mind of her own, and she's a Virgo. And Virgo's saying is I analyze. And seven's saying is I analyze. So when you got a Virgo 7 in your corner like this, be prepared, gentlemen, to be asked questions. If you don't like to ask questions, please do not mess with this sister. Save yourself a lot of wear and tear. It ain't because she's a girl, she's a woman, and women like to talk. I know how we like to do. Ain't got nothing to do with it. Sevens go down the rabbit hole. Virgos go down the rabbit hole. That's one of the reasons why Michael Jackson of Virgo had owned half the revenue from Sony Records. He owned the catalogs from the Beatles. He owned the catalogs from Little Richard. He owned the catalogs from a whole lot of people. He made billions and billions of dollars, but he knew the royalty rates of all the royalty rates around the world. Okay, so he was, all sensitive. He's a lover, not a fighter. And you thought the guy was meek. He turned around and fooled all of Sony, and Sony was just too through with him. I wonder why. They love that money, see. Okay. So anyway, back to you guys. Anyway, your key numbers are the 7, 2, and 5. And your best days are always on a Monday and a Wednesday, and in a minor way, Friday. These are your days. And sevens like to worry a lot. So try not to worry. Virgo's a worried sign too. So that means you got a double dose of worry. And I think maybe what I'll do next week is focus on the health. Okay. Good enough. I want to donate. I mean, this is okay. I'm going to take this person here. It's okay. Why is it not coming up? Well, this person here donated some money. Her name is Charlene Thompson. She's born on February the 23rd, the same day as Damon John on Shark Tank. Anyway, what this tells me about you, Charlene, from your birthday is that you are the kind of person that likes to be ahead of everybody. You're the kind of person that likes to be out the gate first. 5 is known for their quickness. The nice thing about your 5, because there's the 5th, the 14th, and the 23rd, but people born on the 23rd seem to always know somebody who knows somebody. That's how they got their job, met their boyfriend or their girlfriend or their future husband or future wife. 5 is a literary number too, so I would get you to write also. The only thing is you are a water sign with an air number, which would be astrologically speaking kind of squared. And in other words, so this might make for some conflict, not in a bad way, but in a way that water is about their feelings. Well, I don't feel like doing this. Well, air is about, okay, let's keep this moving. So it all depends on which one is winning the day that day. So if you're into your feelings that day and don't feel like it, maybe you should switch over to the 5 where it's about, okay, let's get up and let's make this happen. 1, 2, 3. But your lucky numbers are the 5, 6, and 3. And your best days are always on a Wednesday first, a Friday, and a Thursday. Although the calendar would say Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, your calendar says Wednesday's always first, Friday's always second, and Wednesday's always third. These are your guiding numbers. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, just the goddess. All right, this is nice, folks. My time is almost up, but I will be back by myself on this coming Monday. But I'm going to start having my guests on again. Some of them you have seen, some of them you have never seen. Oh, and let me do this. Mark had, I read Mark. Mark had donated $5. I read him before I even knew he donated. But thank you very much, Mark. I'm trying to not be focused on anybody that's paying money, because then I fall into that trap. I want everybody, whether everything can be free though. Feel me? Everything can be free. But for those that have made the donations, I really, really appreciate it, because you did not have to. You didn't have to spend your hard-earned dollars or donations. You could give it to somebody else a little bit more worthy, whatever. The fact that you donated it this way, I am greatly appreciative, okay? I am not going to say no later for you, but I don't want to forget the people that has led me to this point without giving a single penny, all right? But give a like. If you want to give something, you can't give no money, give a thumbs up, okay? Give a subscription, give a like. Had my moderator been here on Monday, she'd have told you too. She don't be playing, okay? That's all I know. Okay, this is Shauna. Shauna's born October the 15th. So she's an air sign with an earth number. And 6 rules the sign of Libra. So she is about beauty through and through. No matter what she looks, her hair, her appearance, her dress, her style, her persona, she's always making something of herself too. More than likely, she has gone and finished school, college, probably a graduate degree, master's or whatever, because 6 people love to learn. 6s and 7s have that in common. When it comes to knowledge, they're in the books or in the classroom. That's exactly what they do. And so I would say Shauna E is probably one of those, or Shauna L, excuse me, dear, are probably one of those that's just finished a course. And then don't forget, we just came out of 2022. It hasn't even been 6 days yet before we left that whole year of the 6. And with her born on the 15th, I would say it should have been a milestone year for her to make some milestone measures. But right now, she's in a 5 personal year, which means she's ready to turn the corner of her life and do something. Okay. I'm just going to take 1 or 2 more. And I have a couple of announcements to make. And I have a nice surprise that the people who helped me put up my website, and for the lady that was responsible for me doing Live with Lloyd, her name is Jackie Barrios. I will sing her praises and tell her name until she gets tired. But if it wasn't for that woman in Philadelphia having me sit at her table and turn on her camera and say, okay, Lloyd, do something, I didn't know what I was doing. Okay. But I made a promise to her, and I made a promise. I came up with the title, Live with Lloyd. I sent her the outline, and this is what it's become. And I now have 163 episodes. And had she told me then, or somebody said, Lloyd, you'd be doing over 100 broadcasts or episodes, I'd say, yeah, right. Because I couldn't have thought of about 5, much less 160 something, but that's exactly what has happened. But anyway, I just want to give some shout to that. Okay, this is Neville Bobs. He's got a birthday coming up next week. He's in a 2 personal month. Let me see, would that be correct? Because I'm looking at his birthday, January the 12th. So he is in a 2. You're in a 3 personal month for January. You're in a 3 personal month. Here's how I did it. I took January the 12th, added to this year, 2023. You're in a 2 personal year. 2 added to the first position month of January equals 3. Now, 2 added to the second calendar month of February would be a 4. The only way this 2 would occur again for me is if it is in September. When it comes in September, because your 2 added to the 9th calendar month equals 11, and 1 plus 1 is 2. But be that as it may, you're born the same day as Jeff Bezos. Not that you got his money or his resources, but that's his birthday. Anyway, you've always been a very independent, very ambitious person. Born in 1959, it suggests in the last stage you will own property, land, lots, whatever the case is. So that worry is not your problem at all. But you are very ambitious, blessed not to look your age. And then even when I look at your name, I see all these youthful numbers. So I know for the longest time, you will probably show in your ID past 18 and past 21 too. So even though you're born in the year 1959, you could almost say you were born in 1970 something, and nobody would give you a hard way to go, like, are you sure, whatever the case is. But I can tell you this is your year to use tact, charm, and persuasion, not forcefulness, not being a dictator, because number 3s to the negative can do that to the extreme. They can be dictatorial, but to be persuasive and charming and disarming and make yourself, we men can be irresistible too when we want to. That's how we guys talk to you sisters too. Okay. How fine you are, how good you are, how beautiful or how great you smell. We can do that too. We're not as classy as you sisters, but we men can do that too. And that's the case you should use, Neville. Instead of being dictatorial, overbearing, be charming, be persuasive, be receptive. And you're going to throw a lot of people off too, because they're going to know you can be a hard so and so. You know what I'm saying? But in this case, you're going to use all the tact, all the charm, all the gifts of persuasion and tact and diplomacy that you can. And you'll find that that's why they said whoever made that story up, you can catch more bees with honey than with vinegar. Okay. And that would apply for you, Neville. All righty. So I'm going to take 1 or 2 more, and then I'm going to have to say, well, I got to get off because it's over an hour, to be honest. But I am going to take this person here, Zona Dabney. And Zona Dabney is a Cancer 5 person. She's a water sign with an air number. Water is feelings, air reads the logic and the intellect. So she brings a combination of best of both worlds. Here is the dilemma sometimes, not in a bad way, Zona. There's times when your intuitions will take over and is extremely strong. And if you don't pay attention, the intellectual side of your nature, which is from your birth number, will say, oh, you just being silly. That don't make no sense. So you have the ability to discern which one is working. So you've been on the planet since 61 long enough to know that when you got a hunch about something and you were spot on, did your tummy tickle or something? There should be some signs you get to let you know that my feeling says, I don't care what you say, Lloyd. My feeling says, watch out. Okay. And then on the other hand, she got the logic, but she's really got the best of both worlds. Her key numbers are the 5, 2, and 7, and Wednesdays and Mondays and Fridays are her best days. Okay. So with that, I want to thank people. I want to thank everybody for whatever donations. I do write the names. I am putting the list. I put the list today. I just didn't put it up, but I'll do that on Monday when I'm back by myself again. But I think I'm gonna be talking about health this time because we all have some health concerns. But in the meantime, I do want to share with you. Oh, by the way, somebody says, Lloyd, do you have a banner? That's the banner right there. Okay. That's how you can get in touch with me. I'm an astronumerologist, author. My site is Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. You see the proper spelling of it. Sign up for the free monthly newsletter. Sign up for the online courses. I have in the media. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. I'm on Clubhouse. I'll start that. I do believe next Thursday, and it's called Numbers and You. And my cash app is $Numbers and You. Okay, now that you got that, screenshot it or take a picture with your phone. All right, that's it. I normally don't do that, but somebody says, oh, do you have a banner? So I says, okay, let me do that. But let me tell you what I am excited about that I want to thank all of you for. Um, the people that put my site together and brought this concept live with Lloyd, Jackie, and Jazz, this is what they had me post. All right. Please help me reach 10,000 subscribers. Well, guess what? About a half hour before the show, I got this image from Jackie saying, guess what, Lloyd? You have achieved 10,000 subscribers. I didn't know I did 161 episodes. So today makes 162 episodes. So for everybody who has subscribed, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. That was not where my head was, believe it or not. I did not come here to say, well, I'm going to get a zillion so and so and so and all that other stuff. That was not it. My whole thing was to teach what I know, what I love, what I'm passionate about, what I'm good at, and help raise your consciousness too. But I will let you know that today and tomorrow is the last day my classes will be on sale. All you got to do is do the math. You can see you can get and own all 3 classes for less than lunch for 2. Okay, so that's 10, 20, 30, less than $35. You own all 3 courses. Not unless you want to spend hundreds of dollars, you can wait till the 6th. But the sale is over tomorrow, mañana. But get it now. Don't wait until tomorrow. Get it now. Also, sign up for the free monthly newsletter. Okay, I got a whole different look to it. This is the January one. It's absolutely free. You can give your birthday if you want to. That's optional. But you got to give your email if you want to receive the email newsletter for January. All righty. And no, I do not sell my email list. I don't play that. No, I do not. And I've got to say, I was made a godfather again. As you know, I had a Jennifer Kirkland Bentham on my show, a special mom, and I had her. She made me her and her husband Ricardo made me the godfather of their first daughter, Sarah. Well, as of today, Sarah now has a baby sister, and that's her right there. Her name is Selah. She was born at 2:51 this afternoon, so she's a newbie, okay, without question. And Jennifer said she wanted to make me the godfather. I says, did you check with her father? Okay. He says, yeah, make you the godfather. So I'm a godfather of two beautiful ladies. God bless them. And so that's it. That's it. That's it. Okay. Everybody, I want you to all to have a very, very nice weekend. Thank you very much for everything, donations, support. All this is new to me. Believe it or not, I would blame Jackie because she talked me into getting on here. But had it been left up to me, you would have never saw me. I'd have been just as fine doing what I'm doing. And I got to thank my brother, King Simon. I would be remiss if I don't, because Simon referred me to the platform I should use. Simon referred me how to know how I spliced in the piece with Kyrie Irving on YouTube. Well, he taught me how to do that too. He taught me a lot, that King Simon. That's why he's my buddy. So I'm going to always give him his props. And he's going to be on next month because he has some event that's coming on. And so I'm going to bring him on to talk about that too. Everybody, I want to thank you very, very much from the bottom of my heart with this. And before I go, I'm going to leave this. This is the new one they sent me while I was doing this show. And that's to thank all of my subscribers. I really, really thank you. And everybody, I want you to have a very nice day until then. Okay, let's see. I did something. Okay, here we go. Here we go. No, that's strange. That's weird. Boy, if Mercury is not retrograde, I don't know who is. Yeah, it's retrograde because I can't play my theme music. I don't know where my theme music is.